Hey you guys, I am going to be doing this video a little bit different. I normally just kind of create a project and do a voiceover and edit all of the boring stuff out, but I'm going to try to do this video because I don't have much time to edit, so I want to minimize the editing process. So I'm just going to create a project and let me know if you guys like this sort of video, and I will definitely do them more often. The less time I have to edit, the better, in my opinion, because then I can craft more. So let's see. It's going to be a little bit different, like I said, because I normally will create a project and then edit and do voiceover and all that good stuff. So I have an idea of my project. I want it to be beachy themed, and I have these printables, and I was thinking about some tags that I had made a couple years back, and I used some printables. They were like pink, well, it had like some pink flowers and stuff. If I find the video, I'll link it in the upper right hand corner for you guys. And I thought, I wonder if these printables are still, or paintables, not printables, sorry, paintables are still available to purchase, and they are. So I'm trying not to use things that you guys can't buy. So I'm going to actually use the resist one, and I'm only going to do one tag today. Normally I like to do 2 or 3 tags, but today I'm just going to do the one. And see if I can line this up. I'm going to get some, where is it? 3D matte gel. Put that on here, and this is a chipboard tag from Prima. You can cut one out yourself with cardboard, or you definitely don't have to use one already made. I just happen to have it, and I'm lazy, so I don't want to cut one out. And I'm going to try to hurry before my air conditioner turns back on because it is so loud. All right. Yep. I'm gonna make sure that it's the side where the resist is on. And this pattern is like a map, but you'll be able to see it a little bit better once I start adding the color to it. So just going to get that on really well. I'm just gonna grab some scissors. See if I can, oh, there they are. My kids often use my scissors, so sometimes they're the ones that I like the most, or the ones that they like to use. So sometimes they're in the kitchen or in their room, or depending on what they're making. So alright, I have a little tiny piece up here, and that's honestly not going to bug me. I'll just add a little bit of gesso up there. Alright, so I'm going to close this, and I'm going to add a little bit of gesso up there. And just kind of swiping the edges a little bit, just to give, when I start adding the paint, just to give it a little bit of variation, because the watercolor paper will react differently to the paint than the gesso will. So all right. Next, I want to add some crackle paste. Actually, I take that back. I'm going to add some stamping, and I'm going to do that with this stamp, and this is gonna reach behind me really quickly and grab my Stazon ink. And Stazon ink is really nice for these types of projects because it is waterproof. So when you add the paints and sprays, it won't react to it. So I'm going to stamp off, and I want to, whoops. My main focus is going to be the center and then kind of go down. It's the easiest way to build a focal point. And actually, thinking about that, somebody had asked me on the Insta stories how to build a focal point without going overboard, and so maybe I can help her out a little bit because I didn't really have a super great answer, honestly. It's I just basically told her that it's all trial and error, and you gotta just figure out what you like, because what I like and what I think looks good might not be the same for you. So I definitely don't want people to feel like they have to you know, copy exactly what I do, or to create something that they will like, because everybody's creative eye is different. So even in my workshops, I really encourage people to do and use things that they like and colors that they like. They might not like to put an embellishment somewhere where I had put it, or you know what I mean. So I like to encourage people to create their own little style and workflow. All right, now that my air conditioner is back on, all right, let's see. Now I'm going to add some, I want to add some paste. So I'm going to take this stencil that I took out. This is a Tim Holtz stencil. And let's see. I'm going to use the Crafter's Workshop paste. I gotta remember to keep an eye on my time because my camera shuts off every 25 minutes. And sometimes I forget. I get so in the zone that I forget. So I'm going to take it and let's see. Right. And I have used this quite often recently. I swore by Prima's light paste, and I still love it, although this is a mixture, I think, between light paste and modeling paste. It's just very fluffy and a little, I don't know how to explain it really. I know I say that a lot, but it's really nice consistency, and it dries super quick, and it doesn't react to water fairly easy, which is important because I tend to use lots of sprays and stuff, so I want to make sure that it's not going to kind of muddy up and blend in with all of the other stuff that I'm doing to my project. So what I like to do is I like to kind of smooth out some of those edges so that they're not, so that it kind of blends out instead of just the design itself, so that it kind of blends in with the paper. Let's see if I can show you guys. see a little bit better. And I hope, oh, I was gonna say I hope that the air conditioner isn't bugging you guys, but then it turned off. So, all right, I'm going to let that dry and kind of pull together some different things that I want to add to my project here. So I have these flowers. These are from the Santorini collection. They're super, super gorgeous. So I'm thinking this flower here. And I'm just going to lightly set it there just to kind of see how I want things. Man, this glitter gets everywhere. All right, so there, and probably this one I want to say, because, well, let's see. I think sometimes you gotta just, yeah, probably something along those lines. And I have this wood veneer piece sitting here, so I'll probably add that to add a little bit of contrast, because I am going to add blue to the back. And then this will stand out from the blue, and then I'll put the blue flowers on top. And I also have a bunch of different embellishments here. Sorry, I couldn't think for a second. These are the Santorini collection. I have the Saint Tropez collection. I also have the French Riviera collection out. Just a lot of different beachy themed. I don't want to add pink. I may add this. I like this, but it might be a little bit big for what I'm going for, so we'll see, but I'm gonna leave it out just to have out. I might actually use one from the Saint Tropez collection. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I have the somewhere. Oh, here they are. And it has some. Let's just dump these out while that paste is drying. All right, I like this one. It says "Give me sunshine." And then we have this. It says "Sunshine." Ooh, I like that. Acetate piece. It says "Sunshine." Love the pineapple. Sometimes it's so hard to choose. I think I'm going to use the sunshine. And I'm going to put all of these back. I may keep out, well, no, I don't want to use, yeah. I was going to say I'm going to keep out some of these hearts, but they're not really the colors that I was wanting, so I'm going to put these back in here. And I also have these, which honestly I'm not sure that you can get anymore, but these are from the Saint Tropez collection. And I want to use one of these starfish or the anchors, if I can get it out. Let's see what it dropped. Seashell. They're so stuck. I'm just going to rip it open. All right. Then we got the inker, which I'll probably paint white. And let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Probably, well, it's funny how this one stayed out because I was thinking that that might be a better fit because of the blue, the dark blue. Then I can stick the inker somewhere like that. And let's see, what else do I have on my desk here? I have these little white flowers I might open and use. And I was planning on using the white and blue striped pattern paper from the Santorini collection, but I didn't want it to be big like the 12 by 12 paper, so I broke out my 6 by 6 paper pack, and the 6 by 6 paper pack doesn't have the white and blue striped background. So I was kind of bummed, but it's all right. All right, let's see. I have brought out this blue. It's Deep Waters, and I'm thinking that that will probably be the best bet here. And just going to grab some paper towels. And where's my spray bottle? It's somewhere around here. There it is. All right, just do a little bit of spray. Oh, you know what? Well, I could do that later actually. Just gonna add a little bit of blue. And I got a little bit on there because this will go a long way. And I don't want it to be completely blue in the back. And I am going to actually add a little bit of white crackle paste as well, which I probably should have done first. And I want to bring it down a little bit down here, bring it out a little bit. I'm being a little bit careful too because the paste isn't all the way dry. I didn't want to break out my heat tool. So I'm trying to do the least amount of editing as possible. So I'm going to take paper towel and kind of blend that out a little bit. And I want to make sure that I am changing when I get a lot of paint on there so that it doesn't transfer onto white areas like it did just a minute ago. See, like that. All right, so I think that looks good in the back. Let's see if it'll focus. I think I might add a little bit more here. And I can always add a little bit more once I add the embellishments. Just like to get a base, you know, so that I can figure out where I'm going to put my embellishments and stuff. All right, make sure that I close that up. Going to get some white crackle paste. I'm just gonna add a little bit. Oh, there goes my air conditioner again. And then once this dries, I will probably add a little bit more color. But I just want a little bit of the cracks. I really like the effect that it gives. So yeah, see, I lost a lot of that color. And I'm actually going to go in on the sides here and do the sides. Mainly where the chipboard is. And I'm at 25 minutes. I hope I'm not boring you guys yet. If you're still with me, give this video a thumbs up so that I know that you guys enjoy these types of videos. I probably won't do them often just because for me to speak for this long is very hard, because normally when I craft I watch shows or something and I'm just kind of off in my own little world, and I really haven't done live videos. Or I used to do Ustreams for Prima, and when I used to do that, it was easier for me to do videos like this. But now that I don't do them anymore, it's a little bit more difficult because I'm not used to it. So, all right. I am going to speed this up with my heat tool. I don't recommend doing this only because it does give better results if you let it dry on its own. But because I'm being impatient, I am going to speed it up with my heat tool. All right. So I'm adding the acrylic paint. I'm gonna let that kind of spread out, do its thing a little bit. Get in all of those cool textures and cracks. And I guess I covered up too much of the Paintable with the gesso and then the paste. You can't see the resist really, to be honest, so regular paper would be work just fine if you're wondering. Alright, so I'm just going to take up a little bit of this color. And I'm not the hugest fan of the shimmer, but it's alright, because I'm going to splatter some white after it's all done, so it'll kind of tone down that shimmer. Alright, now I am going to add some string, or some thread I should say. This is thread, upholstery thread. It's one of my favorite items to use to add texture. It's fairly inexpensive, and you just kind of wrap it around your fingers and then kind of just make a little ball of texture. But I am going to actually Alright, so that's dry. I'm going to take some upholstery thread and just wrap it around my fingers. And then what I do is I have like this circle here. It's hard to see because it's not going to focus on these little strings. But then I kind of move them around a little bit to get them offset so it's not one big circle. And then kind of play around with them a little bit. And I need my glue. Where did I put my glue? here. So I'm going to stick that right there. And I'll probably add more, probably down at the bottom underneath some of the flowers, but this is just for now. Let's see. Now I'm going to add the wood veneer piece. Oh, I did say I was going to add some stamping. Did I add stamping? I did, and I covered it all up. Well, I'll probably add more once all of the, well, I could see a little bit. It's hard to tell on camera, but I could see a little bit underneath there. So, all right, now I need, let's see, I'm gonna cut that and cut this one. Cut this down just a little bit so they're not so wonky everywhere, and I can definitely add more if I feel the need. And I'll put this one there. Alright, so my one flower there. I'm going to add another flower up here. Actually, this one, I think. Up here, just like that. And then these two down here. I'm gonna get more of that upholstery thread. And again, just wrap it around my fingers, kind of bunch it up. And there's a bunch of glue here, so I'm just gonna glob it up and stick that like that, and things are sticking to me everywhere. All right, this is probably one of the reasons why I don't do these types of videos like this, because things go a little bit crazy. All right, I'm gonna snip that a little bit, and I feel like it's, I don't know, missing something, I think. Let's see, maybe another flower or something, I don't know. Let's see here. And I'm gonna put that one there. And I can't forget the sunshine. And my anchor here, which I'm going to paint white. And add some glue. I'm gonna tuck it behind this flower here, and I know you can't really tell what it is, and a lot of people will probably start screaming at me, why did you put that there, you're covering it up. but I just like the little touch of metal there. And every little thing that you add to a project, it helps build it all up. So even though, you know, I covered it up, it honestly, it still adds to the project. So, all right, let me situate myself a little bit better on this chair here. And I think I might add this down here. So let me add a little bit of gesso to that. And there goes my air conditioner again. All right. Add this. I guess it doesn't really matter which way, so I think I'm going to hide this part here and just stick that there. Just like that. There we go. All right, now I think it's starting to come together, but I feel like it does need a little bit of stamping. So, or a little bit, I guess, of like contrast in the back or something. And where did my paper go that I was stamping off on? Of course, I can't find it. See, if you guys are watching this video, you're catching me singing to myself. All right, so I'm gonna add the stamping randomly. And just so it kind of peeks out from the flowers, and I'm stamping off so that it's not so black. And I might even add a little bit to this frame here, just to give it a little bit of texture. All right, and when I'm trying to get underneath here, there we go. All right, I think I'm going to add some art stones. So what I like to do is get some art stones. I'm going to use the regular, a few of the Mega and a little bit of the, or these are the mini art stones, and then these are the regular ones. So I'm actually going to take the cap from here and use this because this one is basically empty. So there we go. Then add a little bit of these. And just a few of these Mega art stones. And where's my matte gel? So I like to take the 3D matte gel and mix it together with the art stones. And honestly, if you do use these, there's really no way to do it without getting them everywhere. So be prepared if you haven't used them before. All right, then I'm going to take a paintbrush and take some of that 3D matte gel and apply it to places where I'm going to put the art stones, just so that it has a little bit of extra something to grab onto. And then that way I can kind of push the art stones into the gel. And maybe a little bit here. So a little bit here. All right, and I'm actually going to use my fingers, I think, and just kind of use this, what is this, spatula thingamabobber, to kind of scrape them off. And it's kind of too much, I think, there. And I wanted to see what it would do if I mixed the art stones with crackle paste. I think that would be interesting. I don't know why I was just thinking about that. All right. See if I'm running out of time. I've got 10-ish minutes left until my camera shuts off. Ooh. See, and I don't know how people, like some people just can, whoops, put them just so perfectly places. I don't really have that, I don't want to say talent, but it doesn't come very easily to me. Oh, it came from here. See, I'm losing stuff. All right. So I'm definitely gonna have to let this dry. So I'm gonna fix that there and put a little bit here. And again, I covered up the metal pieces, so we'll definitely have people screaming at me. All right, and then what I like to do is I actually like to take the mini art stones and then go in. Normally I like to do this over the trash just because it gets everywhere, and to clean them up off of this mat is a pain. And then I just like to sprinkle on just a little bit on the, well, on the top, and then actually see if this works. There we go. Just so, I don't really like the look of the gel too much, so I like to add as much of the art stones as I can in between places where the gel is, and so I get a lot of texture instead of like empty spots where the gel is, if that makes sense. All right, I give up. I'm just gonna tap it off there. I think I'm actually going to take a little bit off here. There we go. add it behind this flower here. And kind of scrape a little bit, or not scrape, but just kind of dab a little bit so it kind of, there we go. All right. Then we have the sunshine. And I am going to cover up the beads. And I'm going to add more of the upholstery thread because a lot of it got lost. And I'm actually going to stick it in the center right here where these beads are. And then I'm going to bring out the adhesive so that my embellishment has something to grab onto. Just gonna go like that. And I'm just going to rough up the edges just a little bit. I feel they're too... I don't know, I like them roughed up a little bit. Especially for a project like this where it's, you know, more like mixed media style. So... because this is a word, it definitely is a little bit harder to go in with a tool to do this, or scissors. So it's beneficial to have a little bit of nails. All right, I'm just going to stick that there, just like that. And I'm going to bring up this anchor a little bit maybe. There we go. And I don't think I have any art pebbles that are the small ones, but I do have these, which I can color, or I can paint white, which I will do. And I think I'll do these down here. And I am pouncing on the gesso. There we go. And while those dry for a second, I'm going to go in and dry brush on some gesso onto the flowers. Trying to be careful with the art stones because they're not dry yet. And all right, let's see, there it is. And I'm just going to add these kind of randomly, and because I am impatient, I'm going to have to paint them again because grabbing them is lifting off the gesso, so that's okay. Just kind of adding them kind of randomly. And this one, I think I'm gonna move this one there. All right, now I gotta talk a little bit louder because my air conditioner. All right. gonna add a little bit of this behind a couple of the flowers because it got lost and I want that cool texture. So let's see if I can do it. Sometimes it works and sometimes I give up and I just kind of let it be. So all right, my camera's going to decide to shut off, stop recording for a minute. All right, I think I'm going to finish it off with a little bit, where's my spray bottle? There it is. Whatever paint is on here, it's gonna kind of water it down a little bit and touch a little bit of these art stones so that it kind of gets, let me bring it up so you guys can see. So hopefully you guys can see that. So I'm just kind of touching a little bit and then I'll go in with a little bit of water so that it kind of seeps a little bit more into those art stones. And I'm just going to add a little bit of water first. There we go. And I think I might add a little bit of splatters, white splatters. So let me grab my, oh, I keep bumping into stuff. All right. My chair is so old. All right. I'm just going to take my picket fence distress spray and just add some white splatters. And this is my go-to white to add splatters to my projects. I don't have to mix anything. It's just there and I've had it for so long and I use it so much. So all right, I feel happy about it. I think I'm going to try to get some of that white off this. There we go. It's very blue. I feel like maybe I should have added a second color. Definitely has a lot of texture to it. So yeah, I think that's it. I actually really like how it turned out. Different than I envisioned, excuse me, but I do like how it turned out. And I think I might wait until it dries a little bit more and then add a little bit more white splatters. And then, oh, see, I need to wait because I'm gonna ruin it and then I'm gonna be mad. All right, so I'm gonna wait and you will see the end result in the photos, and make sure you check out my website for the blog post and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up, and if you like this video, let me know down below so that I know to make more. I'm definitely excited because all I have to do is kind of blend the clips together and cut out the part where I was using my heat tool, and that's it. So I don't have to do a voiceover or anything, and I'm actually really excited about that. So like I said, let me know if you like these types of videos and I will do more. You know what, I think I might add a little bit of glitter. I don't know, we'll see. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.